Ladies, let me tell you something. Being treated like a queen isn't about waiting for a man to put a crown on your head. It's about knowing that you were born with one. A queen is not just a title, it's an energy. It's the way you walk into a room, the way you carry yourself, and the way you demand respect without saying a word. First, know your worth. If you don't see yourself as valuable, no one else will. You set the price tag for how people treat you. Don't discount yourself for anyone. Second, boundaries. Ladies, listen carefully. No man, no situation, no fleeting romance is worth sacrificing your standards. When you set clear boundaries, you teach people how to love you the right way. Third, own your power, your mind, your ambition, your dreams. These are not things to be tucked away to make someone comfortable. A real queen shines in her fullest glory, and the right man will admire, not diminish that light. Fourth, mystery and elegance. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Move with grace, speak with intention, and let your actions make the noise. Queens don't chase, they attract. And finally, give respect, demand respect. You can be kind and still command authority. You can be soft and still be unbreakable. The secret is balance. Be the woman who lifts others but never lets anyone walk over her. If you do these things, trust me, men won't just treat you like a queen. They'll know they're in the presence of royalty. And when you're a queen, darling, you don't settle for a prince. You choose a king. Knowing your worth is not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's about how you carry yourself, how you allow others to treat you, and most importantly, how you treat yourself. A woman who truly understands her value doesn't settle for less than she deserves because she knows that she is the prize. She walks with confidence, speaks with authority, and moves with purpose. Her energy alone demands respect, and that's not arrogance, it's self-awareness. Many women struggle with recognizing their worth because society often conditions them to believe they need validation from others, particularly men, to feel valuable. From a young age, many are taught that being likable, accommodating, and self-sacrificing is the key to being loved. But here's the truth. The moment you start looking outward for validation, you give away your power. Your worth is not defined by a relationship, a man's attention, or how many people approve of you. It is something that comes from within, something that no one can take away from you unless you allow them to. A woman who knows her worth does not chase, she attracts. She understands that desperation and neediness are never attractive, and they certainly don't lead to being treated like a queen. Instead, she focuses on her growth, her happiness, and her success. She pours into herself first, knowing that the right person will recognize her value without her having to beg for it. She doesn't tolerate half-hearted efforts, inconsistent behavior, or empty words. If someone cannot match her energy and effort, she has no problem walking away because she knows that she's not losing anything valuable. She is simply making space for what truly aligns with her. When a woman values herself, she does not settle in any area of her life. She doesn't tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or situations that drain her. She listens to her intuition and trusts herself enough to leave the table when she is no longer being valued. She does not fear being alone because she knows that loneliness is far better than being in the wrong company. Her confidence radiates in everything she does, and people, especially men, take notice. A woman who knows her worth does not need to say much. Her energy alone commands respect. There is something incredibly powerful about a woman who carries herself with assurance. She knows she is rare, and she doesn't act like she is easily replaceable. She understands that her presence is a privilege, not something to be taken for granted. She is kind, but she is not a doormat. She is loving, but she does not allow herself to be used. She is strong, but she knows when to walk away. She gives her all, but only to those who truly deserve it. The way a woman values herself sets the tone for how others treat her. If she constantly accepts less than she deserves, people will assume that's all she believes she is worth. But when she raises her standards and refuses to accept anything less than what she brings to the table, she naturally attracts men who see her as the queen she is. The right man will never be intimidated by a woman who knows her worth. He will admire her for it. Knowing your worth is about understanding that you are complete on your own. You do not need to settle for less in fear of being alone. You do not need to settle for less in fear of being alone. You are already enough. And when you truly embrace that, the world and the people in it will reflect that truth back to you. Setting boundaries with grace is one of the most powerful things a woman can do to ensure she is treated with the respect and admiration she deserves. It is not about being harsh, difficult, or demanding. It is about valuing yourself enough to communicate your limits in a way that is both firm and respectful. A woman who masters the art of setting boundaries exudes confidence and self-respect, which naturally commands the same from others, especially men. Many women struggle with boundaries because they fear being seen as unkind or unapproachable. They worry that saying no will make them seem difficult or that enforcing their standards will push people away. But the truth is, boundaries do not repel the right people. They filter out the wrong ones. When you set clear boundaries, you are teaching others how to treat you. You are letting them know what you will and will not tolerate. The people who truly value and respect you will honor those boundaries, while those who only seek to take advantage will naturally fall away. Boundaries are not just about saying no. They are about understanding your emotional, mental, and physical limits and having the courage to stand by them. They apply to every aspect of life: your time, your energy, your relationships, and even your personal space. A woman who sets boundaries does not allow herself to be drained by people who take more than they give. She does not entertain inconsistency, disrespect, or situations that make her feel small. She communicates what she expects clearly and with kindness, but she does not waver when it comes to enforcing those expectations. One of the most important aspects of setting boundaries with grace is learning to communicate them effectively. This means being direct but not aggressive, confident but not confrontational. Instead of saying, "You never make time for me," a woman with strong boundaries might say, "I value quality time and I need to be with someone who prioritizes that too." Instead of tolerating disrespect, she calmly states, "I don't allow people to speak to me that way." Her words are not harsh, but they leave no room for misunderstanding. She does not beg for respect, she expects it. A woman who knows how to set boundaries with grace also understands the importance of consistency. It is not enough to set limits once and then let them slide when someone tests them. She reinforces them with her actions. If she says she will not tolerate being disrespected, she follows through by removing herself from situations where she is not valued. If she states that she needs effort in a relationship, she does not entertain half-hearted gestures. This consistency shows that her boundaries are not just words, they are principles she lives by. There is immense power in a woman who can say no without guilt. Too often, women are conditioned to be people pleasers, to put others' needs before their own, and to make endless sacrifices for the sake of keeping the peace. But true peace comes from honoring yourself first. A woman with strong boundaries understands that her well-being is her responsibility and she does not allow anyone to compromise it. She does not overextend herself to meet unrealistic expectations, and she does not apologize for prioritizing her own happiness. Setting boundaries with grace is also about knowing when to walk away. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every relationship is worth saving. A woman who respects herself does not waste time trying to change people who refuse to respect her boundaries. She does not beg for the bare minimum, nor does she try to prove her worth to someone who cannot see it. She simply chooses herself every time, knowing that the right people will always respect and honor the boundaries she sets. Embracing your power is about recognizing the strength, intelligence, and uniqueness that make you who you are. It is about standing confidently in your truth, owning your decisions, and refusing to shrink yourself for anyone. A woman who embraces her power does not seek permission to be great. She knows she already is. She moves through life with assurance, knowing that her presence is valuable, her voice matters, and her dreams are worth pursuing. Many women are taught from a young age to downplay their strengths, to be humble to the point of invisibility, and to avoid intimidating others with their confidence. They are conditioned to believe that being too outspoken, too ambitious, or too independent might make them unapproachable. But the reality is, a woman who embraces her power is magnetic. She draws people in because she radiates self-assurance, not arrogance. She does not wait for external validation because she understands that her worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion. A woman who embraces her power does not allow fear to dictate her choices. She understands that fear is a natural part of growth, but she does not let it paralyze her. Whether it is in her career, relationships, or personal development, she steps into every situation with courage. She takes risks, knowing that failure is not the opposite of success, but a stepping stone toward it. She does not let rejection define her. Instead, she uses it as motivation to keep pushing forward. She does not settle for mediocrity because she knows she is capable of more. Owning your power means understanding that your emotions are not weaknesses. Society often tells women that being emotional is a flaw, that sensitivity makes them fragile. But a powerful woman knows that her ability to feel deeply is a strength, not a liability. She does not suppress her emotions to make others comfortable. She expresses them in a way that is authentic and unapologetic. She does not bottle up her pain, her joy, or her passion. She embraces them all as essential parts of her experience. A woman who embraces her power also understands the importance of self-respect. She does not allow herself to be mistreated, manipulated, or taken for granted. She knows when to walk away from situations and people that do not serve her. She does not stay in places where she is not valued, hoping that things will change. She refuses to dim her light to make others feel comfortable. Instead, she surrounds herself with people who celebrate her, challenge her, and inspire her to grow. She also understands that her power is not just in how she presents herself to the world, but in how she treats herself behind closed doors. She prioritizes self-care, not as an act of indulgence, but as a necessity. She pours into herself first, knowing that she cannot pour from an empty cup. She invests in her personal growth, whether through education, self-reflection, or complete her passions. She does not wait for someone else to rescue her or complete her, because she is already whole. A powerful woman does not feel the need to compete with others because she understands that her only competition is the person she was yesterday. She does not compare her journey to anyone else's because she knows that her path is unique. She lifts other women up instead of tearing them down because she knows that true power is not about dominance but about empowerment. She leads by example, showing others what is possible when a woman fully embraces who she is. Men are naturally drawn to a woman who embraces her power because she is a force to be reckoned with. She does not beg for attention or approval because she knows she deserves respect without having to ask for it. She does not tolerate inconsistency, indecisiveness, or games because she values herself too much to entertain anything less than what she deserves. She understands that a real man will never be intimidated by her strength, he will be inspired by it. Cultivating mystery and elegance is an art that sets a woman apart, making her unforgettable in the minds of those around her. It is not about being secretive or distant, but about maintaining an air of intrigue and sophistication that naturally draws people in. A woman who embodies mystery and elegance does not reveal everything about herself at once. She understands the power of leaving some things to the imagination. She knows that the most captivating presence is one that is not entirely predictable, one that keeps others wanting to learn more. A mysterious woman does not feel the need to overshare or explain herself to everyone. She speaks with intention, choosing her words carefully and allowing silence to be just as powerful as speech. When she enters a room, her energy speaks before she does. She carries herself with confidence, grace, and a quiet assurance that makes people take notice. She is not the loudest person in the room, but she is often the most impactful. Her presence lingers because she does not give everything away too easily. She lets others earn the right to truly know her. Elegance, on the other hand, is not just about outward appearance. It is a reflection of inner poise and self-respect. It is in the way a woman moves, the way she carries herself, and the way she treats others. She does not need to be flashy or over the top to command attention. Her elegance is in her composure and her ability to handle situations with grace and dignity. She does not react impulsively or allow emotions to control her. Instead, she responds with thoughtfulness and wisdom. Even in moments of difficulty, she remains composed, never allowing herself to be reduced to chaos. A woman who cultivates mystery and elegance does not chase, she attracts. She does not beg for attention because her presence alone is enough to turn heads. She understands that being overly available, too eager to please, or constantly trying to prove herself can diminish her allure. Instead, she allows space for others to come to her, for people to wonder about her, to be drawn in by her quiet confidence. She does not reveal every thought, every detail, or every emotion immediately. She shares pieces of herself gradually, allowing trust and connection to build naturally. This does not mean she plays games or manipulates. Rather, she values herself enough to know that not everyone is entitled to her energy. She chooses carefully who she allows into her world. She does not waste time explaining herself to those who do not matter, nor does she seek approval from those who do not appreciate her worth. She does not feel the need to post every detail of her life on social media or constantly seek validation from others. Instead, she finds fulfillment within herself and lets others wonder about the depths of who she is. Her mystery is not just in what she withholds, but also in how she carries herself in conversations. She asks thoughtful questions, listens attentively, and engages in meaningful discussions. She does not dominate a conversation with stories about herself. Rather, she allows curiosity to build naturally. When she does speak, her words carry weight because they are chosen with care. People are drawn to her because they sense there is always more to discover, more layers beneath the surface. Elegance also shows in how she presents herself physically. She takes care of her appearance, not for validation, but because she respects herself. She does not follow trends blindly, but develops a style that is timeless and unique to her. She understands that true beauty is not about revealing everything, but about creating an aura of refinement and sophistication. She moves gracefully, walks with purpose, and speaks with confidence. She does not seek to be the center of attention, yet she naturally commands it. A woman who cultivates mystery and elegance understands the power of restraint. This is a gamble that you have to take. She does not argue over trivial matters or allow herself to be drawn into unnecessary drama. She does not give her energy to people who do not deserve it, nor does she feel the need to justify her decisions to those who do not add value to her life. She operates from a place of inner strength, knowing that not everything requires a reaction. She chooses her battles wisely and lets her silence be just as powerful as her words. This kind of woman is not easily forgotten. She leaves an impression without trying too hard. She does not need to prove her worth because she carries it in the way she moves, speaks, and presents herself to the world. She knows that the most intriguing presence is one that is layered, complex, and ever-evolving. By cultivating mystery and elegance, she ensures that she is not just another woman in the crowd. She is the woman that no one can quite figure out, the one who lingers in their minds long after she is gone. Giving respect and demanding respect is a delicate balance that every woman must master to be treated like a queen. Respect is not something that can be begged for or negotiated. It is earned and commanded through actions, boundaries, and self-worth. A woman who understands the power of respect naturally attracts people who value her presence, and she never settles for less than she deserves. Respect starts with how a woman treats others. A truly powerful woman understands that kindness, humility, and consideration for others are signs of strength, not weakness. She does not belittle or look down on anyone, regardless of their status, background, or opinions. She listens actively, acknowledges different perspectives, and speaks with dignity. Her words are never reckless, and she does not engage in unnecessary arguments or negativity. Instead, she carries herself with the grace of a queen, treating people with fairness and understanding. She does not need to raise her voice to be heard. Her presence and energy alone command attention. Giving respect does not mean tolerating disrespect. A woman who respects herself will never allow anyone to cross her boundaries. belittle her, or treat her as if she is less than she knows she is. She does not stay in situations that make her feel unworthy, nor does she entertain people who do not value her time, energy, and emotions. She understands that demanding respect is not about aggression or proving a point. It is about enforcing the standards she has set for herself. A woman who demands respect does so through her actions. She is not easily swayed by empty words, flattery, or insincere apologies. She does not allow repeated disrespect to be excused with false promises. When someone disrespects her, she does not argue or beg for better treatment. She simply removes herself from the situation. She knows that if she has to constantly remind someone to respect her, they were never truly worthy of her presence in the first place. She also understands that demanding respect is about consistency. If she tolerates disrespect once, she teaches others that it is acceptable. That is why she stands firm in her values, never making exceptions for those who take her for granted. She does not allow fear of being alone to keep her in places where she is not valued. She knows that it is better to stand alone in dignity than to stay in a relationship, friendship, or workplace where she is not respected. Respect is also reflected in how a woman carries herself. She does not need to prove herself to anyone, nor does she chase validation. She speaks with confidence, moves with purpose, and never compromises her self-worth for the sake of pleasing others. She does not engage in gossip, pettiness, or drama because she knows that true respect is built on maturity and self-control. A woman who gives and demands respect also understands the importance of surrounding herself with the right people. She does not keep company with those who drain her energy, bring negativity into her life, or fail to reciprocate the effort she gives. She values quality over quantity in relationships and would rather have a small circle of people who uplift and respect her than a large group of acquaintances who do not truly value her presence. She also recognizes that respect is not just about how others treat her. It is about how she treats herself. She takes care of her physical, emotional, and mental well-being. She does not allow herself to be overworked, exhausted, or emotionally manipulated. She prioritizes self-care, knowing that a woman who respects herself sets the tone for how others will treat her. When a woman masters the art of giving and demanding respect, she naturally attracts people who see her as a queen. She is not the type to settle for breadcrumbs of affection, half-hearted efforts, or inconsistent behavior. She expects effort, loyalty, and honesty, and she gives the same in return. A woman who respects herself makes it clear that she will never lower her standards for anyone because she knows she is worthy of nothing less than the best.